are from, there's a lot of dashes. They're not availables. But that doesn't mean they don't know how to play long angles. That doesn't mean they won't be able to get those long shots down, because that's what Breeze can come down to. If you prevent the team from getting close, from using the hallway, it becomes whoever has that first aim cross map.
Well, and look, that's where you see some of that already. 4 ghosts. And ghosts really all over the place.
Yeah, you want the range.
Yep. So I think what we're going to see here out of both attacking teams is this fight for elbow control. The defending team cannot give that space up for free, right? Sentinels have already taken so much of that away. Zumba's in a spot where he's across the middle of the map. A decent little crossfire with Bunny. Forget the crossfire, dude. Zumba just snaps.
Yeah, mid-map pistol round is definitely a hot spot. You want to be able to come up elbow if you're the attacking side. It's pretty free space to be had, and now Sentinels starts to encroach into the B site.
We didn't get a Viper on split. We get 2 on Breeze as Bunny's jet.
Oh my god,
Makes
everybody's
something happen. Yeah, 10's able to get 3 already in this pistol. Getting dangerously close. Bunny, 61 health. The Viper is doing a little bit of extra damage there to make sure that there were no shenanigans. 10's gets 4. Sentinels win the pistol.
3 frags down in mid for Sentinels. They pick up quite a few on that first pickup, that first peek. And let's see what they can do. Moving into B was fast. It seems like the chaos was not something F4Q was expecting. And everybody made their way to that backside of B instantly to set up the defense. Here we go in the second round. It looks like not too much is being picked up on the side of Sentinels, so they can keep as much money as possible.
Now, the one thing that's interesting is Bunny is taking the Marshall here early on. And again, we talked about the long angles. We talked about how important it is to be able to hit a bit. But Riv, I think you make a really good point in pointing out that all of them have heavy armor on the side of Sentinels.
It's going to be tough for Bunny to make that stick. He's hoping to be able to chop through a few at least so the team can do even more work.
Elbow again.
Elbow almost all the time. It's free space in mid, especially when you know you can get close to what might be these pistols you're fighting against. Your Spectre, your Ghost with armor is going to be more impactful, and they want mid. They think they're going to get peeks out of F4K. Or F4Q, and it's right.
Flash to Sick trying to get out, trying to run for the fences, but he turns around, sticks the matter back in their faces, able to get a couple of kills. F4Q just really kind of being bullied around here in this round. And Riv, you know, we talked about elbow, we talked about mid. I think if regardless of who you are, right? If there's one team that you cannot give free space to, Sentinels. If you continue to allow them to take elbow, allow them to take mid-map control, allow them to work in the nest if they want to, or double door, wrap around back towards A, they're gonna abuse that.
It's a lot faster for Shazam in those situations to start reading what the defense is doing, how the defense is moving. It only means a little bit in the first few rounds because it's always going to be different moves once they have rifles. So here you definitely bet Shazam is going to be taking note of what's going on. I mean, as well as 5K on the other side with those first few rounds of Sentinels just kind of camping out in mid paid off.
Shazam has Blade Storm, rocking the Marshall. Excuse me, 10's is. Shazam's got a Bulldog, Zombs has a Marshall as well. So a bit of a mixed buy, right? Dapper, the only one rocking a traditional rifle. Sentinels full attention over towards A. The flash is there, but there's going to be a good bit of KJ util. Bunny taking care of Dapper.
Instant poison orb down on what would be the Sentinel utility for Athena in that hallway. So safe movement from Zombs to creep up. He might be able to create the flank now that 3 power through on this A main.
10's going up top, a little peek. Make sure there's nothing there, and they turn their attention over to the rest of the site. There's we go. We talked about that util. 10's not able to lay in the blade. Zumba cleans him up. Zomb's going to get punished as well. The rifle's proving to be too much for Sentinels as F4Q come out with a prime gaming flawless.
Shaking off the first few rounds, being the bonus as well, but those were some quick headshots coming out of F4Q. Rifles or not, I think they may have had that one in their favor. And it was that flawless, as you said. Moving into A, Shazam 10's rather not being able to connect, but you can see how fast they actually worked to that Blade Storm in the first few rounds. Round 3 bonus, Blade Storm. Oh man, didn't bother F4Q one bit.
Now we see here for Sentinels again. Interesting buy, right? Dapper's on a Spectre, 6 on a Bulldog. And this is where we see a slightly different approach from Sentinels. They are going to work towards A, but they also have a little bit of presence towards B, towards elbow, where Dapper looking to see if anyone's going to pop out, do anything aggressive early on.
Great long-range spam there. Tens takes a few shots as he was setting up for the operator, so great knowledge of Bunny at the end of that hallway.
Poison's off.
You can see Zombs again working the orb, so it's always the intention for Sentinels to gain a bit of the map. Here they have 2 members up that can receive audio. They can let the rest of the team know what's going on. The execute A may come through.
The door pops open. That's going to give him a sightline to work with. It instantly cleans up Zumba. Bunny, though. Bunny's still back sight. They're working their way closer and closer onto the side as Tens gets up top, trying to work an angle with that op. Again, Bunny has not been cleared out. That could be a problem. But then additionally for F4Q, the problem is you've got Dapper, who's taking his time, but he's working his way back towards A. He's got a great spot for the flank. Tens not able to land that shot. He's going to back up. Bunny takes care of Shazam as Tens backs up, but the spike does go down.
Dapper constantly finding the shadow of 5K. He sees him after the chase. Who's going to be the trade? Esperanza and 5K come up big.
All right, Tens has the op. Spike is down. Oh, spotted just barely! Esperanza on the defuse, gets it to half. They're pushing Tens back. Bunny's Blade Storm cleans him up, and Esperanza gets the defuse as well. We're tied up at 2 apiece.
And that's going to be Bunny's operator now towards the back of the hallway. And great defense from F4Q in these first few rounds. It's Sentinels is being stopped really before they get on the site. They have not been able to get themselves moved up too far. We'll see how they get shut down on this one. Bunny, really great play after they were able to secure that hallway. And a few mishaps there. Definitely pulling this in the favor of F4Q with their aim.
Yeah, I think that flank there that Dapper was trying to work in through double doors really just kind of blew things up. That was their ace in the hole, if you will,
sure.
Right?
It's a good point.
But it does get taken out now for Sentinels. Heavy lean towards B. Rifles, or excuse me, for Sentinels do not have rifles, except Zombs, who has a Bulldog, a pistol, and a Marshal the rest of the way, while F4Q are going to bring all sorts of artillery into this round.
Again, they use the safety of elbow to move up. That gas wall coming in from Esperanza really dividing anything that a Marshal would try to get out of this peak. I love that wall. They're really not giving a chance for these guys to come in and take any of those headshots away. Bunny, he kind of thinking twice about peeking. He said, you know what? I don't want to do that. And the ping even coming in from Sentinels to show. So a much quieter round. The Sheriff headshots looking to be brought in here by Sentinels, but F4Q not giving them up.
Wall goes back up that you mentioned. Esperanza is going to drop the orb as well. Seeker's coming out. 48 seconds left in the round. 6 is going to get tagged. And he gets cleaned up as well. The spike drops. As Sentinels really haven't been able to find their footing. They haven't been able to get into the site. Shazam's in one heck of a gunfight right now across the middle of the map. Tens gets cleaned up. Shazam got 1. Parting gift for his troubles, but Afina is good for 2. Zombs looking to flip this thing back. He's got that Bulldog, as we mentioned, but he's looking into an op, and he's looking into 2 Phantoms. He doesn't have the spike. He's nowhere near it, and F4Q are able to squat on it. They know exactly where it is.
Oh, they have his number now. Full armor there. Let's see what he can do. Ooh, the fake flash. Nicely played there coming in from Zumba. And they finalize the kill. Afina having a great round there. Will recoup the armor back. All the utility that they need is F4Q feeling good here without having much shown on a stage or in competition on Breeze.
Yeah, I think that the Seekers that came out there from F4Q is excellent. As Sentinels were trying to get onto the site, you saw the Sky got popped instantly with the spike, was trying to get the flash shot to create some space, but there was just too much util going on. Sick got cleaned up, and now he has his own Seekers that he's going to be able to bring into this round. The Viper's wall goes down towards A. That's exactly where they want to go, but you've got 5K with an op, and you've got Bunny with one as well. They're able to lock down both sides with the op.
Shazam picking up the Hunter's Fury is there. A lot of ult focus this round. One flash comes out from Sky. There's the Seekers you called, Doug, and it looks like they will give F4Q a little bit of pressure here on A. Sentinels will go for the full execute.
As you said, the Hunter's Fury and the lockdown are still there. Tens manages to get his way up towards Pyramids. Cheeky little head spot! Not able to land the shots. Bit of haircuts, make him think twice about things, but that's all it is for now. 2 Viper's walls splitting up the site. The spike continues to tick away, and you've got to keep in mind against Shazam has a shock dart and he has a Hunter's Fury. The lockdowns, both lockdowns are actually coming out. Shazam is looking to clear one out. That's exactly what he does. Their lockdown is still safe, at least for the time being, as the spike continues to tick away.
Oh, far push in. Zumba was looking to make a play. Tens coming up big there. Gas wall goes back up.
Oh, nice shot. Nice shot out of 5K, but that's all it was. Dapper gets 2 to close up the round. Excellent use of ultimates, excellent use of utility to get onto the site, push things back, and establish the round for Sentinels.
One of my favorite things about this map, about Breeze, is that you can be presented with those rounds where it is 5v5 once the spike is down. The size of A, the size of B, the utility pushback just creates this chaotic firefight in the end with still all that utility being used. And it really tests these players to the max.
What do we got here out of F4Q? Still in a decent spot to buy. Again, Bunny has that op, and you think when they invested as much as they did, again, the double op coming out from them, this time it's been far more successful, but TenZ giving him back a little bit of what they just got. You saw Viper Spit's been used right off the bat to lock down B as well, but Sentinels again, they'll take elbow, they'll take mid.
So one traded down the long hallway, one at the alt orb cave area. And the map resets a little bit here, so TenZ can find an op shot.
Like this from
Sick,
Athena.
great rotation in.
Yeah, I like this from Athena. Look at how far in he's gotten in, so he's going to be able to get behind Sentinels. And if Sentinels don't get on their horse and get something going here, this could prove to be a problem. But they've, as we mentioned, they've taken mid. They're going to work in towards B. Zumba has to anchor the site. He's got bullets going one way. He's got op shots going another, but Zumba's got a couple bullets of his own. TenZ able to clean him up. Athena on the flank, spots a player. It's TenZ. It's tag. Left, right. Drops him right back down. The spike's down as well. And now Sentinels are not on the site, right? The only member remaining is Dapper. He wasn't there. He's still going to have to work his way onto the site. There's Bunny with an op holding this tight angle. And again, you've got Athena working mid. Dapper has to go towards Bunny.
He didn't see the tip.
30 seconds left.
Oh, he knows now. Boy, that
Gives him a chance. Yeah, he knows the classic can be the thing to get him out there with the right click. Dapper's now running back to the site, realizing he hasn't met anyone else yet. It could be clear, but it is the long-range look from Athena. They are already set up to take another round, and the lead here, 4-3, a defensive side of Breeze.
Yeah, Dapper just wasn't able to get in. And, you know, we highlighted Athena on the flank, was able to get all the way down hall and then wrap around, was able to clean up TenZ and then cause problems across the middle of the map there as well for Dapper at the end. So we have to keep an eye on that. Like, how much is F4Q willing to aggressively deny space and take space away? Right, because that can prove to be problematic. I think the thing about Breeze is it's just so dang big, that's constantly the threat.
Right, those rotation times as well. You have to consider how far you're leaning or playing. Shazam fires a dart over into mid, and they don't see anything right away. Double, triple utility used to clear out mid here, along with the Trailblazer from Sentinels. As the first few rounds they won were them garrisoning in mid, and then they allowed F4Q to peek. Here it happens again, and Bunny picks up first blood of this round.
Now, this might be the first time we see Sentinels try to get into Nest. No. Sick. Creeping his way forward. You've got TenZ as well with the Blade Storm, making sure there's no peek. And now they creep their way up. Bunny with the op again. Keep an eye on that. He's got that. As Sentinels have gotten onto the site, the Blade Storm's good.
There it is.
The Blade Storm's good. As Esperanza and 5K get dropped, you've got Bunny dashing away as both of them using their mobility to stay alive. Bunny's op has to back up, but the dart did tag him. TenZ looking for more. TenZ gets 3.
Wow. TenZ on one this round. Is he going to keep carrying it into the ace? Bunny's going to be looking for the operator, so TenZ has to be fast on that one. And it looks like they may just try to save this round. So Sentinels playing with the, if you'll give us the space, we'll take the space quietly and methodically. And then somewhat activating with pure aggression once they got to the site. You saw TenZ dashing in. Shazam was right there behind the rest of the team, as well as a bit more utility from the rest of Sentinels. Looking to just finalize the last few on this as the spike ticks down. And they'll try to blood hunt Bunny and Athena here.
Oh, I think Sick just saw just a little pixel there of Athena as he was trying to jump away, but they should be able to get away with both of those weapons. So we're tied up again at 4 apiece. Sentinels have found a bit of room, right? Well, I think Sick was trying there.
That'll feel good.
Sick was trying there, but that's all it was. And I think, again, their access into B, and access into the site was off of mid control. Right? Like, they were able to apply pressure from there, work their angles, and then you've got TenZ with the Blade Storm. It just kind of cracks it open like an egg. F4Q calling a timeout. A
little back and forth here, checking the money of Sentinels on their side. They look to be pretty good. They obviously just got a round for themselves. That pushes the 1,900 round loss on to the side of F4Q, which actually, if they were to lose again, it looks like they can still buy. So not a problem. The rounds they've been able to mount here give them a bit of a cushion. But a quick timeout coming in, sort everything that's going on, make sure we're still in the right mind space, because it's not going to be an easy game from here on out. Another slugfest to start out the first half of our second map.
I think it was you who mentioned this a couple of rounds ago, Riv. I think for knowing that F4Q haven't played this map in a professional setting, I'm sure they've scrimmed it, but for them not to have a rep on this has just been very impressive. Remember, Sentinels coming into this, there are no slouches on this map. I think it may have been Gio who called it out on the desk, but Breeze, the Sentinels only have one loss on Breeze, right? A 4-1 record going into this series on this map, and for as young as it is, Sentinels have just proven that they're a formidable foe on this map. So for F4Q, you got to be feeling pretty good, right? You're again going toe-to-toe.
And I love what happens when maps do get played and other teams watch and see it on there. You're like, oh, now it's in the map pool for somebody else. Oh, it gets played a little bit more. Teams know exactly what to do, maybe, or saw some deficiencies in the way a team had played when they lost. Here, all tied up. We don't know how this one's going to go just yet. And it looks like it is going to be an A play. Operators in the mix for the side of F4Q.
No mid presence here, but holy smokes, are they working down hall. Ult Orb gets picked up. You hear the Trailblazer try to get some info. So Drone's going to do the same. So far, he's gotten out a bit further. Ten's going in aggressive. He's going to spot two. He's going to spot two. The flash is great. Sick was up on it as well. We talked about them working up halls. They find an opening. They take the space away. Bunny's in a brutal spot. He was playing on doors with the op. He gets cleaned up, and now it's on 5K. He's got the Empress, but the spike goes down. He's good for one onto Dapper. How much more is he good for? It's a second. And the Empress is online now as well. Weir comes out. He drops down. Sick! Sick stops that. The flash, the pop, the swing. They dance around the smoke, around the wall, excuse me, but that's all it is. The Sentinels take the lead.
Sentinels executing after making it into hallway and up towards the cave area was super important that they went fast. It was Bunny that went through double doors and peeked out mid along with whoever's in B, knowing that there was no push from Sentinels. Instantly, F4Q was rotating over. That's when Sentinels started getting their kills. Had they waited any longer, they would have met a wall of F4Q players. So the speed of that round for Sentinels was super important. F4Q is pretty much on the money with their calls, just didn't get there fast enough.
Time to hunt.
Sentinels here looking to work their way towards A again. Hello! Bite right to the face. And an op shot just to make sure that's all it took. Once again, Hall has been taken by Zoms. Caves have been taken by Tens. The op is in full display here as they should be able to get onto the site.
360 opper. You gotta love it.
Down as well.
Spike planted.
Sentinels playing much quicker, Doug. After that one round, they blasted in, and we saw the 5v5 retake and sight hold. Seems like they've been enjoying the fact of pressuring F4Q with a taste of their own medicine.
You've got Zoms again on a deep flank. He's gotten all the way into defender spawn. Oh. He spotted him, so they know where he is. He's feeling some of that pressure. Great flash. Tens once again with the op. Dapper's going to swing out. But no. The classic from Zumba. Tens gets 4. Zoms gets the last. Sentinels get to 6.
Tens one away, I should say, from his ultimate again. They just keep mounting these points. 21 and 6. Holy moly, Tens.
That's pretty good, yeah.
He's on vacation at the beach right now. It's a breeze for him. Holy, like, and a lot of that aggression, I said they can move forward is because Tens is a monster. No, because Tens is on the forefront of that push. And if you got shots coming over your shoulder like that, you are fearless to run in with your team.
All right, how do F4Q respond here? There's been a whole lot of aggression coming in from Sentinels, and they haven't been able to weather that for the last couple of rounds. You see Seekers coming out as well. Once again, they're going to go away. You've got some presence, but the dart is there as well. Esperanza in a brutal spot. Look at how weak he is already, 28 health. They know where he is. There it is. The last final shot from Sick cleans him up. Nice little flash. Oh, it was a fake, but Zumba gives him the business anyway. Tens with the op, able to clean that up. However, as Tens goes up top, once again, the op shot, he saw Bunny go in there. Bunny dropped down. Bunny's dead.
Enemy remaining.
They're just falling all over the place, Riv. Afin is the last one.
And there was adaptation from F4Q this round. They smattered the entrance to A main with all of that Viper utility, but it was everybody in the long hallway that was able to move up. Spike gets planted eventually at A, and we are seeing a precedent here by Sentinels, feeling like they can rush this spot. They have the long-range angles now, and they're feeling a bit more confident.
Got Afina trying to work his way around. See if you can catch him slipping just a bit, but nope. Sam just knows, man. The dart there.
Yep.
Afina has to dance around it, but he's able to avoid that. Creep his way forward a little bit, but I don't know that he's going to get a sightline on anyone. So Sentinels should be able to get to 7. Tens is going to be able to carry the op into the next round. You've got a couple of key ultimates online as well. 4 of the 5 online for Sentinels. And and F4Q, they're close. They have a couple of theirs, but certainly not what Sentinels are going to be able to bring to the table.
And that could allow them to nicely secure a final round. Do you think Esperanza is going to fire off the Viper's Pit just almost immediately at the beginning of this one? He'll push it up into the choke point of the entrance of B. Hopefully get a little assistance there, but the rest of the map could be open. Bunny whipping out the Blade Storm here. He has dropped a weapon, I believe. I think that's the Bulldog. Oh, that's purchased up. So they're just getting everything they can utility-wise as well.
Last round of the half, F4Q calling a timeout. Make sure they've got their plan situated because, again, it's been all Sentinels, and they have found that opening that you mentioned. Sometimes it's an aggressive hit through caves. Sometimes it's working your way up all, and they just haven't been able to catch it. F4Q, they've just been a step behind, right, for the latter half of this first half, so the second quarter.
Yeah, there you go. And Tens. Tens is online. Well,
yeah,
he's on land, but he has come online, and he is absolutely on one. You can see the smile on his face. This is what we saw him doing in the range. Just flick shots, flick shots. It's kind of like he's not feeling any pressure right now, even though F4Q is breathing down their throat. As you see the coaches on your screen right now. I believe F4Q's coach as well picked up most recently. Has really helped to kind of bring that team into a position where they aren't just these guys that stream for fun. There's these guys that rocks professional teams around the world for fun is what we're seeing.
Again, just a couple of moments away from the final round of the half. We highlighted how heavily stacked the ultimates are in favor of Sentinels, and F4Q, they've got some to work with as well. But we'll see how things play out. Sentinels, heavy stack towards A. You've got that Viper wall already up from Zoms. No question about it. And I think there's going to be a counter, right
so
into
it's
where they're
A.
pushing. Yep.
I mean, why not? That's where they've been going. I was silly to even say it would be at B. You know this is where they're going.
You're so silly. And look at Bunny. Dude, Bunny's going for it. He's got the Blade Storm. He's already taken so much space across the middle of the map. You know they're going to try to pinch him around. Tens has his own Blade Storm online. You hear the Hunter Shear coming out from Shazam trying to clear out the space. Yeah, he's good for one on Esperanza.
That's the ult.
How long is it going to take for Bunny to get into a spot? Zoms has already been cleaned up. In a decent spot here. Okay, the turret's going to give some presence away, so now they know there's something fishy going on back there. Shazam's already backing up. Make sure that there's nothing else going on. Spike ticking.
The way they played that is ridiculous. The fact that the ult came out, and then with the lockdown, you think somebody's going to take a backpedal out of the site. Shazam's just able to clear, dry shoot that! And he turns around and gets Bunny there. This round, good for F4Q, but Sen coming back.
Sick got for 2, Sick good for 3. The Blade Storm was there, but that's all it was needed. Tens, Sentinels across the board. They look so good on this half. They carry a 4-round lead into the next one.
Big reads on the plays that they had on where they could even be moving the members of F4Q without having to see them picking up frags. That's one way to make your opponent have a tough time at being able to recoup rounds. 8-4, a much different first half we see here on Breeze. We did know that this is not a map F4Q has been playing for too long, and Sentinels, they're bringing it.
They are bringing it. Tens is bringing it. The rest of them are. We're going to bring it over to Bala, who's going to break down what he saw in the first half. Bala, take it away.
The first Breeze of the tournament, and Sentinels is putting on an absolute clinic on the stacking side, and it all starts with the A bomb sites. So difficult to hold this when you have the players on Sentinels doing what they do. So let's set this up real quick. We've got the typical Viper wall across the pyramids going straight across, and then we're going to drone in. We're also going to use our Trailblazer at the same time, and the important part here is, of course, the flank watching by the Killjoy. We have the turret, we have the alarm bot on the backside as well that stops any pushes in as soon as they realize what's going on. And for F4Q on the backside, you have 5K over here. You have the alarm bot in halls that will be eventually on switch, and you have a turret trying to get anything, but that is blocked by the wall of the of Zoms, who puts it across the pyramid. So let's go ahead and play this clip. We're going to watch it from a bunch of different perspectives of Sentinels as those Seekers come out. Pause it right here. I want to bring attention to the ultimate orb that Shazam just picked up. What does that mean? It means a nice Hunter's Fury for him online to counter what is actually up in the top of the screen right here for F4Q. That is a Killjoy ult, a lockdown. If you use the Hunter's Fury, you can take that out from range without really needing to do much at all. So let's roll the clip. He's going to drone in as well, and that's to take contact from anybody who has range. And also, right before that wall, you could see he got some vision. So now, we're on to Zoms. Let's pause it right there to talk about the mollies that he just threw down. He threw one right behind that so nobody can push through that Viper wall on the backside, and then one also in towards the middle. This is to help Tens, who just smoked and dashed onto the site to get in. He's pushing with those Seekers that are still pushing into the back of site. So continue to roll. We've got one more person to look at, and that's, of course, Dapper. Dapper, who's the Killjoy on the back side of this, where he's going to throw his mollies and what comes from that. So his mollies are in the back of sight as well, once again helping Tens, trying to stop anybody pushing from that triple box in the back of the site. And then Tens, what does he do? He gets inside of sights, gets a little bit of team molly here from Dapper, but we're going to let that slide, jumps up on top. And right now, pause it. Right now, as the wall comes down from Zoms, he's looking at this angle into triple box, and he's also peeking with Zoms at the same time. So that's very impactful. And then finally, let's go ahead and continue rolling. What happens in this? We trade lockdowns on both sides of the teams. And on one side, you have the Hunter's Fury. On the other side, you don't have anything. So that allows the Sentinels players to stay up on site, and Tens to have the confidence to stay up here, right? He's going to stay inside. He's not worried about falling back at all because he has that Hunter's Fury coming in from Shazam. Lockdown destroyed. It's completely gone. And now he is in sight. Everybody else has the rain to come back in as well. But one more thing to look at as Tens gets one, and also the other two over here on the side of the sites, is Dapper. Speed this up. We've already seen through this a little bit because Dapper threw his mollies a little bit earlier. And then he pushes at the same time. Pause it right here. The last thing of the clip that I want to show you, the synchronization between the Sentinels players, is Zoms pushing halls, Dapper peeking down this angle at the same time, because the F4Q players are trying to come back and gain some extra time because of the lockdown that was fully uncontested from the Sentinel side. So the rest of the clip is right here. Dapper's coming, but the timing from Zoms is also very perfect. He's coming through the door. If Dapper didn't get those kills, well, you can bet yourself that Zoms, with this switch, would lock up the round as well. That's how we end up with a fantastic lead for Sentinels on this first half, and we've got another half to go. Hopefully F4Q can hold on a little bit, and we can go to map 3. Otherwise, it's just going to be Sentinels 2-0 and on to the playoffs. Back to you guys, Rug.
Thank you so much, Bala. Yeah, we got to give the people what they want, right? I think we want to see a map 3. We want to see how F4Q can test their mettle and potentially get back into this thing. As we said, now F4Q are going to be on the attacking half. Exact same Viper's wall that we saw in the previous half from Sentinels, this time coming out from Esperanza.
Zumba picking up that orb as they move through. Sheriff onto Bunny. He's going to be in with the team. Looks like they're just going for the brute force here. Dapper finds Esperanza through the wall.
Yeah, great setup of utility from Killjoy early on. Athena's on the flank, though. He's able to take care of Shazam. Heavy numbers, though, in favor of Sentinels, and it's going from bad to worse. 5K's left alone. He's got 48 health. Well, he had 48 health. He gets cleaned up. Tens gets 3, picking up right where he left off in the first half. I think he's at 26,000 kills. Right now, he's just having a field day.
There he is, 25 and 6.
That's close.
That's a lot of kills, especially the fact that he's only died 6 times, because he, again, as we saw in the first half, is on the forefront of a lot of these plays, putting himself out there first on the wide swings with these snipers and being able to come away with the frags. Let's see what they have here for round 14. It's going to be Sheriffs across the board. No, just 3 Sheriffs, but they're going with the big irons on the side of F4Q.
See how they play this out. Now they're trying to work elbow a little bit. Great flash from Sick early on to grab info across the middle of the map. That allows Shazam to swing out. And now he's actually taking some of that presence. Tens, how? How? And now Shazam's there, right? Like we talked about it, Bunny's gonna have to dash away to stay alive, but middle of the map is no longer safe. Shazam was able to take that space away. He's just gotta be careful though, because there's still players hanging out in elbow.
Yeah. No way, they're not. They're just waiting for a peek from the top side. It seems like they were timid and they wanted to double up who would be in that sniper area in the nest. And it looks like they get dropped one by one. The Sheriff's still, or sorry, Marshall's still up with a Sheriff. It could be a few headshots, but it looks like it may be the flawless round here for Sentinels if they just keep their range.
Last player standing.
Yep. Drops down to just Esperanza with that Marshall. The Marshall battle. Who lands the shots? Who else but Tens? A Prime Gaming flawless for Sentinels to get them to 10.
See where they move outside of this. F4Q making their way, one elbow, a little bit of a default. Again, Spike dropped for them at the beginning of these rounds so they can feel out what they are up against here against Sentinels. And Tens is a good answer to that. He went over, got healed, came back, knew he was going to be able to get another frag. Gives the assist over there to Sky as well. He's like, I'm enjoying myself. They're in danger. 15, what a smile on his face is coming out as well. And it looks like F4Q is going to go hard towards the B. Execute. Here they go.
Yes, they are. Viper util there. Bunny dancing around Zombs. Oh, the flash, but Zom swings. Zombs gets 2. F4Q just down to 3 members remaining. Make that 2 as Zumba drops as well. 5K's in a brutal spot. He's hanging out in elbow. The spike is down on B. 5K's nowhere near it.
Yep.
Look at Sentinels. They're all just rushing for him. They want to hunt him down. They want to take that weapon out of his hand. That's exactly what they do. Back-to-back Prime Gaming flawless rounds from Sentinels to get them to 11.
That's a difficult round for F4Q to swallow, especially how quick they went down with the intentions of getting in and finding a few of those first shots they had on split. It does not seem like that is still the case. They even said when they played their previous teams, we only saw a few looks for them. Here it seems like Sentinels is giving them a few more looks, playing aggressive, playing back, and switching up that style when Shazam feels it's necessary.
And so far, that has had F4Q on their back foot. Now we've got 2 Marshals again in the hands of 5K and Esperanza, but pistols the rest of the way as they try to find some room to work. Sick. Previously it was Shazam. This time it was Sick, but the result is the same. Bunny drops. Shazam gets one on Zumba as well.
And they're Sentinels in suffocation mode. 3 of them moved out mid to pick up more frags after that. Whether it's rifles in the hands of F4Q right now or an eco, Sentinels are trying to smother them. Esperanza coming up with one onto Shazam there. And another one. Beautiful shots by Esperanza. That's the second Marshall round in a row for him, and now we see why.
Fina having to deal with all sorts of utility. And if you get past the turret, if you get past the alarm bot, guess what's on the other side?
Esperanza.
It's Tens. But Esperanza, you're right. He's gotten 3 with this Marshall so far. And he should be able to get access onto the spike. Just B is wide open.
Does he go pick up an alt orb? And then... is it still there? Oh, and then he can ult. Okay. See if he has time. Oh, he's not going to go. He'll just get it off the bomb anyway, so he'll be fine with that if he does it right after the spike plant. He's going to do it secondary. Nice wall to get himself into safety. What a round for Esperanza. Orb is out. He holds.
Poison's off.
Looks like they want to use that ult for further rounds, so it's all up to the aim he's had further for this round so far, and he's about to find out.
Tens and Dapper looking to take
Oh my God.
Esperanza gets 4. There, now the ult is online, but Dapper should have a good idea of where it's coming from. Dapper's going to go hunting. He drops the turret. Dapper on the tap, the Marshall just barely missing the no-scope headshot, my goodness.
That whizzed by his ear.
Yep, yes indeed, but Dapper's gonna get the defuse. It took some heroics from Esperanza to get them to that point, but Sentinels get to 12, they get to map point, they get to series point against F4Q.
And what a round that would have been. Think of everything that went into that. That was the eco. It's Esperanza trying to funnel this Marshall in to make the shots count. He comes up with 4. And then snuffed out in the end. It just seems to be the way that Sentinels has had these rounds go in their favor. Ooh. Basically looked like it was under his armpit there. And he knew so close to being able to capture that round. But they still are on a bye here. Well, let's see what can happen. This second half has been 4 straight rounds for Sentinels.
Blade Storm online for 10. He's got the hop in his hand as well. Early flash. Sig's getting pushed back. Well, Bunny swung out from double door, so they're able to establish control across mid-map. You've got Shazam up in Nest. He's going to get flash. He's going to get pushed back. Little touch and go, right? Back and forth while both teams fight for control of mid.
Double peek. Looks like they'll start to move out a little bit. 10's just behind Dapper here, but it doesn't look like they're fully committing as they take down the alarm bot. So they know there's pressure being watched in the mid area.
You've got the spike who's now creeping its way over towards B. Zumba gets tagged up a little bit. 5K down as well, just down to 98 health and no armor to work with. Got a good little crossfire. Bunny.
Sentinels rotating.
Yeah, Bunny should be the first one out. But Zombs, yeah. Shazam gets taken out. Sig trades it back out. As Tens is already able to get to, Zumba has managed to get onto the site. Tens goes up top. Tens takes care of him. It's just down to Esperanza in the 1v2, and Tens cleans that up again. A 3K. The crown jewel of North America takes down another one as they drop F4Q.
Absurd stuff coming from 10s this game. F4Q as well, showing those signs of adapting, figuring out what they want to do, but I think it was clear that we have seen Sentinels on a map they've played before, and F4Q showing that they were not as prepped, and I think Sentinels made sure that that was a situation they had in the map picks and bans.
Yeah, I think that was scary Sentinels, right? Like, that's world-class, that's Dynasty Sentinels that we just saw there, because I think you could feel it kind of shift a bit, right? When Sentinels were almost like, all right, we're kind of done messing around here. Like, we're going to go ahead and take care of you. And you see it, you saw them dial everything up, right? Like, they were so methodical in everything that they were doing. Aggression across the map, but intelligent aggression as well. It wasn't just blind hold W. 10s went 32-7.
With 1 assist, by the way.
Like, what do you do with that?
Just 1. Nobody needed to help that. That's absolutely absurd. That confidence continues to flow through the team, allows everybody to play better. Know you can pick up another round after 1. And you could just see how much fun they were having. I mean, F4Q as well. They had smiles on their faces all the way through, and I'm sure coming into this game, they have learned so much about themselves, Sentinels, and ways to use the pressure, because they were damn successful on that split with Bunny's pressure.
They were. I think they learned a whole lot about 10s.
They did learn a whole lot about 10s.
But again, like, it's just an excellent performance from Sentinels, and we start to think about the group and how things will play out in that double round robin. Sentinels already have a win over G2. Sentinels now have a win over F4Q as well, and you start to see, not that it really is a surprise to many, but you're starting to see some of that picture clear out, at least on the side of Sentinels. They've gotten wins over the 2 teams that are joining them in Group D. They'll have to do it one more time, but they're sitting pretty here, Riv.
I think one of the things that makes Sentinels such a strong team is you have so many things at that high caliber. Right. You have